Good morning, YouTube. Thanks for joining me today on my channel. I'm going to be doing a quick overview of my Old Town Pack Angler Edition. I realized yesterday I've never done an overview of this canoe. I just got a paddleboard and I did an unboxing video and I posted that. And I've never actually gone over my main watercraft here. So thanks for joining. I'll give you a quick overview and maybe you can use some of these for your setup. I know they don't make this canoe anymore specifically, but you know, I think these things can work with any canoe. So we'll go ahead and start at the front. I got my anchor system here. It's just a Scotty system. I use an 8-pound anchor because you know, I go to some of the bigger lakes here in Arizona and they get pretty deep, and so the smaller anchors don't really do much. I end up floating away either way, so I ended up with an 8-pound anchor mushroom. I notice those don't get caught as often, I don't feel. Here's just my drag rope. I got a light here I can use if I get out super early in the morning, or for some reason I'd be caught out there in the evening. It's a USB port that connects to my Yak power box. This has two 12-volt batteries in it, and a switch here. And this is where I would plug my fish finder if I'm running my fish finder that day. It has some USB ports and it's all around a pretty good system. I went ahead and invested in that. Here's my transducer arm. It's completely removable. Right, if I want to, it's not on there very well because I was actually going to take this canoe on the river and I was not going to run it with a fish finder on the river. Plus I need to repair my fish finder power cord. Keep all the extra cords in a dry bag. I have these tie downs here that I use instead of bungee cords. These things are awesome. I think they're like Night Eyes twist ties. And so right now they're holding my paddle. Also underneath my paddle, they're holding a fly rod. So yeah, I use those to also hold down this box. I'll just basically tie it down right here so that it doesn't move. Here is a camera mount. Along with this track mount I put on the thwart myself. And these Scotty mounts I've added for, you know, multiple reasons, whatever I want to. Mainly I got some fish rod holders too. I've also added these track mounts on both sides. You know, I can set this up however I want. Sometimes I'll run them both on one side. Just depends. As you can see here, another Scotty mount, and this one has my fish finder. It's a Garmin Striker 4. This one actually came stock on the canoe. I think this is what makes it technically the Pack Angler Edition. But yeah, so that's another one. I'm going to be breaking it down kind of as I go, so you guys can see it bare bones. This is my water MSR dromedary bag. This is kind of where I put my water. I think it's a great system. I can kind of tie it down with one of these. This little nozzle here, I can drink out of it. If it's really hot, I can kind of use it as like a cool down shower thing. And I can also freeze the bag, so if it's hot outside I can freeze it before I go. And I got ice cold water here. This will last me most days out. If I need more like a camping trip, I'd obviously pack more. You can see this is how I control my anchor. I just pull it and it goes down, pull it back up, come down, and it locks. Got my GCI outdoor seat. Underneath that I got my net. This is my bending branches paddle. I have 2 of them, along with a extra one that came with the canoe when I bought it from the gentleman. That one is really heavy on the left, but both of these canoe paddles are bending branches paddles. They're really light and they float. I don't run a canoe. I have a kayak paddle, but when I'm in there, I try to conserve as much space as possible, and the canoe paddles just allow for a little bit more room, and they both float, so it's just an advantage to me. You can see I have a fishing pole also lined up down here. Again, like I said, I'm going to take this out to the river soon, so I'm going to be running light. This is my fishing bucket. I've attached these rod holders to it. All right, it comes out pretty easily, as you can see. And inside I got my worm bag all around. I've got some extra items, and then I've had some just tackle boxes for terminal tackle. All right, got some bungees. I just bought this new brush grip. I'm gonna try that out on the river in case I don't want to put anchor down. Pretty simple little thing, only like $6. I know they have some other grippers that are significantly more expensive. Maybe I'll invest in that later, but at the moment, not so much. This seat, let me take this bungee off. This is a GCI outdoors canoe seat. I had to lower this seat with these dowels right here. It was just too high when I got this canoe. I was tipping over pretty easily. But yeah, that's the setup right there. Pretty easy, like I said, to break down. And the best part about this canoe, guys, it only weighs 33 pounds. And so, you know, if I want to go bare bones here, take all this stuff off, most certainly can. I got to kind of work on this anchor a little bit. I most certainly can take all this stuff off pretty easily for the most part. And then the canoe itself only weighs 33 pounds. So most days I can lift it by myself if I'm not having a day where I'm having a bad back day, which is why I got this canoe. I don't have a bad lower back. It sometimes just acts up on me real easy for whatever reason. It gives out on me real easy some days, even when I'm, you know, real careful. And so I needed something lightweight, which is also one of the reasons why I ended up investing in a paddleboard. Because after sitting in this for several hours, it can get kind of rough on my back, and I can't stand up on this thing. So I'm just gonna try and do a quick presentation of how light this thing is. As you can see, I'm picking it up here with one hand. Makes it super easy to load up, and that's with that battery in there, right? So even lighter when I take that out of there. But yeah, that's my old pound pack Angler Edition. As I said, they don't make this boat anymore. At least not this out of Royal X. It's made out of Royal X canoe. I'm sorry, Royal X material. Just some quick stats. I did put some down here. It is a 12-foot boat. As I said, actually it's a 12-foot long, 11.5 inches deep, 32 inches across. The max load says 550 to 600 pounds. I've never tried that, but it holds me. I'm well over 200 pounds just fine. Like I said, 12-foot length. So yeah, again, weight 33 pounds. High capacity says over 500 pounds on the capacity on this thing. So it truly is a pack canoe. I think this was really kind of meant for boundary waters, canoe area type thing. It's just a really durable boat. It's taken a little bit of a some of the lakes I go to, they have hard rock bottoms, but this Royal X material is supposed to be really sturdy. And so far I've been really impressed with this canoe. I'll probably never get rid of it. I think it serves its purpose, especially if I'm ever going to go camping with a lot of stuff. You know, it definitely helps me out. And when I'm fishing, you know, it allows me to really set it up. This is my terminal tackle box. I can put it right underneath my seat. Right, my bucket goes in the back. I can carry my poles with me pretty easily. That's my life vest. It's just a Bass Pro Shop. All right, and so there you go. All right. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions about this canoe, guys. Again, Old Town Pack. You can probably find one used still. 33-pound canoe. You know, can't go wrong with that for certain applications, in my opinion. To me, it's relatively stable. Not stable enough to stand up on, at least not me. I've never tried it. Maybe I'll try it one day, but you know, that's not necessarily its best application, but most certainly great for a day out on the water, even for just a paddle, right? If you just want to go down the river. And it's done really well, even in some choppy water for me, even in some windy conditions. So yeah, if you guys find one used, which I see them pretty consistently online on Craigslist or OfferUp, take a look at it, guys. I think you'd be impressed. I know right now Old Town makes a Discovery 119. I think there's an SKF version kind of this canoe as well. I don't know if it's necessarily as light as this one is, but it gets pretty close. I think it's made out of T4 mix. And then obviously you have like the Kevlar canoes that run significantly more than what you're ever going to pay for something like this. Most certainly used. So for the price that I paid, which was, you know, I paid a little bit more. I'm out here in Arizona, so you don't find a lot of these everywhere. And I had been looking for one of these for a really long time. So I paid less than $1,000 for it. So I think I paid maybe, I want to say like $800. I messaged the guy and I'm like, hey, I'll give you full price. I probably could have got it for a little cheaper, but I like wanted the canoe so bad that I just made the offer. And so Some other accessories I've gotten like this bait board. I'll put it up here. I normally put it a little bit closer to me, but to cut some bait on, right? And got some more of these Scotty fish holders. So definitely have a lot of options with the Canoe. I could probably put my little girl, she's 3 years old, up here because it does have so much capacity. Most certainly I could bring my dogs with me if I wanted to. Most of the time though I don't, because I'm fishing and, well, it's just too much of a hassle to deal with a dog while you're fishing. So yeah, again, let me know if you like the review, if you have any questions about the Canoe, maybe you're thinking about getting one, or about just the setup itself, how it works for me. Just let me know. All right, have a great day. Thanks, YouTube.